Hello YouTube, my name is Nero. Today we have some more Call of Duty World War II. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. In this video, I would like to give some constructive criticism for the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer experience. I feel like at this point, Sledgehammer Games has received a lot of criticism and a lot of feedback regarding their game, but most of it has probably been pretty useless, right? Angry tweets and angry Facebook messages are not exactly the best way of getting a developer's attention. A much better way would be making a video like this, where you're calm, cool, and collected, and just giving your feedback and honest review of the game and just talking about some changes you would make that you think would make the game a little bit better. That's what I'm going to be doing here in this video. I hope that somebody at Sledgehammer Games actually catches it. If you guys feel like it, please tweet this video to Sledgehammer or Michael Condrey so hopefully they can see it, because I do feel as though I have a lot of very good ideas and suggestions to give them, and I think they may actually find some of this information to be quite valuable. And of course, down there in the comment section below, please leave your constructive criticism. I would love to read it, and if Sledgehammer Games does happen to catch this video, I'm sure they would love to hear what you have to say down there in the comments as well. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's hop into the video. My first bit of feedback for Sledgehammer Games is to please increase the rate at which we level here within Call of Duty World War II. Leveling in this game has been very odd so far. So apparently there was an error which caused us to have double XP at launch, and during the double XP weekend we actually had triple XP, so people were leveling very, very quickly, a lot of them hitting 7th or 8th prestige in the first couple of days of the game actually being out. But since then we've had 1 times XP, and 1 times XP is very slow, so I want to accurately be able to judge it. So what I did was during that triple XP weekend, I got the 4th prestige, level 1, and then I stopped completely. I waited until all the XP bonuses were gone and we had 1 times XP, so I could accurately judge what it felt like to level with 1 times XP. And currently, I am 9 hours into my 4th prestige, and I just now hit level 40. And there's no way for me to say this without sounding like a complete tool, so please forgive me, but I'm a pretty good Call of Duty player. I complete a ridiculous amount of challenges in this game. I'm trying to 100% it, so I've done a lot of the challenges. I have a very high score per minute. I get a lot more kills than I do deaths. I'm a pretty good Call of Duty player, and it's taking me a very long time. Again, 9 hours to hit level 40, so at the end of the day, it's probably going to take me 15 hours to go all the way through a prestige. And there are lots of other people out there who do not level as fast as I do, even people who are much better players than I am, but they play other game modes that aren't good for leveling, like Team Deathmatch and Free-For-All. Those people, it's going to take them 20 hours, 24 hours, maybe even more to hit a single prestige. There is definitely something to be said for games that have you leveling up very slowly. It makes it so prestiges feel more prestigious, like Modern Warfare 2 or the original Black Ops. But here's the thing. We've had so many XP problems so far with this game that we have a lot of people that are already Prestige Master or, 7th Prestige, 8th Prestige, so prestiges themselves aren't super prestigious. And if you're somebody who's playing the game and you prestige and you realize you have like 20 hours of in-game time ahead of you just to hit the next prestige, that's like a giant wall that makes you not want to play the game. I've seen a lot of posts on Reddit and on Twitter so far of people saying that they don't want to play Call of Duty World War II until they give us more XP, and I can honestly understand why they feel that way. So Sledgehammer, my suggestion is to give us 1.5 times XP, or maybe even 2 times XP, and here are some examples of how bad the XP can actually be. I'm playing Kill Confirmed, which is a game mode that's good for experience. Here's a match where I got 38 kills, 29 confirms, and I got 9,900 XP. Here's another match, 31 kills, 28 confirms, 5 denies, 8,800 XP. To get 10,000 XP in a single match of Kill Confirmed, which is one of the best ways to level up here in this game, you basically have to get 40 kills and confirm half of your team's tags. It's ridiculous, right? So please allow us to level up a little bit faster here in Call of Duty World War II. Next up, leaderboards. It kind of ties into leveling here a little bit, but I would really like to see leaderboards go by overall score as compared to score per minute. Now, the reason why score per minute leaderboards are bad is because it rewards people for playing as little as humanly possible. Look at Kill Confirmed here, for example. These people are in the top 100 for Kill Confirmed, and they don't even play Kill Confirmed, right? They have 1 to 300 kills on average. What they do is they play the minimum amount of games that they need to play to get on the leaderboards, and then once they get a really high rank, they never play the game mode again because they don't want to lose their rank on the leaderboards. Whereas you have people like me who play a lot of Kill Confirmed and have a very high score per minute in Kill Confirmed. I'm sitting here at like 1,700 because there are people ahead of me that have a lot less time in kill confirmed than me having a higher score per minute. Like, in terms of overall score in Call of Duty World War II, I'm like 5,600th in the world, so I should be pretty high up on the kill confirmed leaderboards, but I'm not because it goes by score per minute as compared to overall score. So I recommend going by overall score. Score per minute leaderboards just simply do not work. It rewards people for barely playing the game rather than rewarding people who actually do play the game. So that's my recommendation. Go by overall score as compared to score per minute. Next up, let's talk about some actual weapon balancing changes. You need to nerf the bar, Sledgehammer. You really do need to nerf the bar. I really do commend you for not jumping on the bandwagon and nerfing it to the ground right away based off community feedback, but the reason why everybody continues to say the bar is the best gun in the game is because it actually is. It's not because we feel like it is, it's because we know statistically it is the best gun in the game. It's 2017. We have access to weapon stats from the game files. We know for a fact that the bar has a faster time to kill up close than any submachine gun in the entire game. This full auto assault rifle is better at doing submachine gun things than any submachine gun out there. That's a bad thing. I personally do not feel as though these submachine guns need buffed. I think they're all actually in a pretty good spot, and that's coming from somebody who has gold on the Thompson, gold on the PPSH, and over 500 kills with every other submachine gun in the game. I feel as though they're in a good spot, but right now the bar needs to be nerfed. It's way too powerful. You need to do something, whether that's substantially reducing the fire rate or reducing its damage or doing something. Right now, widening its hipfire spread is not enough to actually nerf it. Also, semi-automatic rifles. I would look towards making them a little bit better here in this game. The M1A1 I honestly feel as though is pretty fine as is, but the M1 Grand and the SVT-40 are very weak. I would increase the fire rate cap, allow us to fire them a little bit faster, and I would also give them a little bit more aim assist because right now it's very noticeable that neither of these weapons have very much aim assist, and it makes them very hard to use. We are in a World War II themed game where these semi-automatic rifles basically go unused. The full auto rifles are pretty much just better in every respect. I get that the M1 Grand and the SVT-40 can secure a 2-shot kill. That's what makes them very good. But it's so hard to even get that 2-shot kill that it's almost not even worth using them. So that's my recommendation would be to increase the fire rate, allow us to fire them a lot faster, and give us a little bit of aim assist. Don't go crazy with it. Do baby steps, but make it so the weapons are a little bit better. And also the double barrel shotguns. Both of them are just so freaking bad. I honestly feel as though the combat shotgun is fine. I would compare the combat shotgun in this game to the R870 from Black Ops 2. I think it's actually that good. It's a very good shotgun, and I really do enjoy using it. And the toggle action, just leave it as is. Please do not buff it anymore because we don't want another Bresci on our hands. And when it comes to the double barrels in this game, the sawed-off and the Luftwaffe drilling, they are so bad. They are so bad in this game that currently the only way to do anything with them is to play hardcore, which is not a good thing for half of the shotguns available in Call of Duty World War II. So what I would personally do is I would increase their range. I think the default range they should have is what advanced rifling currently gives them. And also, I would make it so they reload much faster than they do currently, because right now, even if you do kill one person with both of your shots, you are then spending a lot of time reloading, and during that time, that's when you die the most while using these two shotguns, because you guys know Call of Duty World War II as well as I do. Very rarely do you find one person off on his own, not within 2 seconds of somebody else on his team. So when you kill somebody with a shotgun in this game, likely you're going to have somebody else running up on you, and if you're using a double barrel, they're going to catch you reloading, and that's why you die most of the time, right? So I would make it so they are better at getting one-shot kills, and it would also make it so they reload much faster, maybe even twice as fast as they do right now, because it really does take a long time to reload either of these weapons. But let's go ahead and move away from weapon balance here and talk about some other aspects of the game. I think that Sledgehammer needs to rework how score is awarded in certain game modes. So domination needs to be at least 75 points per kill, preferably 100. 50 is definitely not enough. Check out this clip that was posted to Twitter. This person kills 5 people right next to their own flag, and he does not yet have a recon aircraft. That is not a good thing. Domination is very slow in terms of score streaks. I feel as though they need to increase the score. I think the reason why they haven't, it actually ties into my previous video, is because of the requisitions basic training. I think Sledgehammer is worried that if they increase the score that we get, that requisitions would be way too powerful. But if you have to rework requisitions, rework it. I mean, we have to make it so you can actually earn score streaks relatively consistently while playing domination. And also, hardpoint. I would find a way to reward people who stand in the hardpoint. I am so tired of people standing in the hardpoint for 2 or 3 minutes in a game and having it not really benefit them whatsoever. People keep sending me these images on Twitter saying that they're tired of playing the objective because they're not rewarded for it whatsoever besides a win. Everybody else is running around getting kills and getting score and XP while they're just standing there doing nothing in the hardpoint itself. So hardpoint is kind of like an evolved version of headquarters, an older Call of Duty game mode. And in headquarters, your team was rewarded XP every couple of seconds that they actually held on to the headquarters. Maybe they should do something similar with hardpoint, but make it so the XP is only given to the person actually standing in the hardpoint. That's my recommendation. I would like to see people rewarded more for playing the objective here in Call of Duty World War II. Next up, and this kind of ties into the previous one, talking about score and XP and stuff like that, I would completely rework the combat record here within Call of Duty World War II. So the first part is to actually make it so we can actually see how far our completion percentage is for the multiplayer. As somebody who's trying to 100% this game, it's kind of annoying not knowing how close I am to 100%ing the entire multiplayer experience, but also the combat record, right? Please make the combat record as close to Black Ops 1's as possible. Like, look at the Black Ops 1 combat record here. It's fantastic. All the information is so perfectly laid out. It's so nice looking. And then you look at the one here in Call of Duty World War II, it doesn't even look complete by comparison. So Sledgehammer, my suggestion is don't be afraid to use inspiration from other games to make your own interface a little bit better. I know the art team's working on cosmetic supply drop content and stuff like that right now, but assign a couple of people to rework the combat record. I think it's a little change that would actually make the game much, much better in the long run. Next up, let's go ahead and talk about hardcore a little bit. And apologies to hardcore fans out there. You guys get no love here in the Call of Duty franchise, but hopefully these two changes will be implemented into Call of Duty World War II to make the hardcore game modes a little bit better. Number one, and I hope you're listening, Sledgehammer, you should not get a death on the scoreboard or your combat record if you get team killed. It seems like common sense, but it happens in Call of Duty World War II, and it happens a lot more than you may want to admit. So I've actually played a lot of hardcore so far this year because I'm trying to complete challenges on the double barrel shotguns, and they're pretty useless in standard modes. You have to play hardcore to get one-hit kills with them, and I get team killed a lot, like 5 to 10 times a match from my own teammates' guns. Like, I understand the odd grenade now and again getting a team kill. That's understandable, but I get shot by my own teammates 5 to 10 times a game. It's ridiculous, and it's really frustrating at the end of a match knowing that 5 or 10 of my deaths are from my own team, and I could do nothing to prevent that whatsoever. Also, if people are team killing a lot, you need to kick them from the game. Like right now, I think the situation is if you team kill more than 3 times, it will start automatically killing you whenever you accidentally kill a teammate, which is kind of good, but it's a band-aid. It's not a solution. What we should actually be doing is kicking those people from the game entirely, because if they team kill more than 3 times, they're obviously not good enough to play hardcore. I'll come out and say it. There's no excuse to get more than 3 team kills in a single game of hardcore, wherever it is you're playing, Team Deathmatch, Dom, or what have you. In total, I have 3 team kills while playing hardcore, and each one of them was me throwing a grenade across the map. I have yet to actually shoot a teammate because I have trigger discipline and I can actually pay attention. There are lots of people out there who do not have that same trigger discipline, and they are constantly killing their teammates. Killing them in return is not enough. You should just kick these people from the game. Let it be known that you cannot kill your teammates over and over. Like, it's possible, it will happen on occasion, but if you do it too much, we're going to kick you from the game because you have to really start paying attention, right? So that's how I would personally make the hardcore modes a little bit better. Next up, let's talk about shell shock. It kind of ties into hardcore a little bit. I don't like the fact that you can shell shock your own teammates in the standard core modes. That's something that shouldn't be there. It's a hardcore mechanic that's available in these standard modes, and I don't like that. Like, I understand shell shock if you're talking about like artilleries or mortar strikes and stuff like that, but if somebody throws a concussion grenade or a friendly sticky bomb blows up next to me, that should not be giving me shell shock. That's incredibly frustrating. I would remove that from the game. When it comes to footsteps, I love the footsteps in this game, Sledgehammer. I applaud you for actually giving us usable footstep audio here in Call of Duty World War II, but our teammates' footsteps seem to be twice as loud as the enemy footsteps, and maybe you did that intentionally to balance out footsteps, but right now, man, it's really hard to hear the enemy footsteps over my teammates, so I would just drop down the friendly teammate footstep audio a little bit, and I think that would make the game a little bit better in general. And this next one here, I have to give credit to the Call of Duty World War II subreddit. Shout out to you guys. I know a lot of you guys actually watch my channel, but they came up with a very good idea that I wanted to share here in this video. They suggest that the higher your prestige, the higher your payroll should be and the more social score you should be able to give out when you commend other players. So if you're a Prestige Master, that's a much bigger deal when you give a commendation as compared to some, random level 30 non-Prestige, right? And when it comes to the actual payroll itself, I get that we can use payroll multiple times a day, so you shouldn't give us like that much of a payroll, but increase it by 10 every Prestige. So if you're a non-Prestige, your payroll should be 100, first Prestige 110, second Prestige 120, fourth Prestige 140. If you're Prestige Master or 10th Prestige, it should be 200 for your payroll. That would actually be a good thing, and it's not as if you get a ridiculous amount of armory credits from your payroll to begin with, right? I mean, a lot of the legendary or epic things we have to get in the collections to obtain certain weapon variants are like 8,000 or 9,000 armory credits, right? So I think it'd be good if they were to actually increase the payroll based off of your prestige in the game, and your commendation should mean a little bit more the higher your prestige. You should give out more social score. Again, that idea came from the Call of Duty World War II subreddit. Shout out to you guys. I think it's actually a pretty fantastic idea, and I would love for Sledgehammer Games to actually go ahead and implement it. Finally, we have supply drops here in Call of Duty World War II. Of course, I could not get through a video like this without talking about supply drops. Sledgehammer, I understand that what's done is done. You can't go back and change it, but you can change the future. So in the future, can we have a little bit less filler in supply drops themselves? Like, we have so many pistol grips, we have a lot of uniforms, and they actually look pretty good, most of the uniforms, but each uniform seems to have like 2 or 3 color variations. Each one has like a muddy and a non-muddy version. You have so many emotes in the game that do the exact same thing, but say something different in chat. There's a lot of filler in supply drops right now. So can we have less filler going forward? And when it comes to weapon variants, I love weapon variants. You've done a great job with those, but I really don't like how certain weapon variants have gold camo on them by default. And let's be honest here, the gold camo variants have a better looking gold camo than the one you earn for completing all the challenges on a given gun. So it kind of takes away from earning those challenges and completing those challenges if you can just get a better looking gold camo from a supply drop. You see what I'm saying there? And when it comes to actually adding supply drop weapons, I'm sure you've heard this before, but allow me to reiterate it. Please, 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 please do not add actual weapons to supply drops this year. That is the worst thing you could possibly do for Call of Duty World War II. The gaming community is getting very tired of loot boxes, especially ones that have game-changing content in there. I'm sure Sledgehammer has noticed all the problems that EA and Star Wars Battlefront are going through right now. It's because the community as a whole is tired of this. Have you guys seen the new StarCraft commercial? If you guys haven't, allow me to play a clip of it right now for you guys.
Another early morning, huh?
Dad, I'm getting wrecked. Can't I buy some stronger units?
Buy units? Son, we don't talk like that in this house. Come with me. Your grandfather didn't give his life just so his grandson could pay money to be good at something.
But, Dad, Grandpa's still alive.
And your mother. She wanted to bring you into a world where you'd be judged by your elite skills, not by what you spend. Son, your family's legacy awaits.
Cool. Did you bedazzle Mom's engagement ring?
StarCraft 2, the legendary competitive game, is now free to play. Your legacy awaits at StarCraft2.com.
I freaking love that commercial, man. I love the fact that Blizzard is taking shots at the entire gaming industry for making their games pay to win and adding game-changing content to their loot boxes. If I were Activision, I would realize what's happening right now. I would look at what's happening to Star Wars Battlefront. I would look at what's happening to EA. I would look at what's happening to the gaming landscape in general right now and realize that the entire loot box business model is a bubble that is likely going to burst sooner rather than later. If they want to buy a lot of good PR, they can do so by not adding game-changing content to supply drops this year and rather add weapons to the game and lock them behind community challenges or solo challenges or seasonal event challenges or stuff like that. That would actually make people happy, keep fans engaged, and a lot of people bought Call of Duty this year, like twice as many as last year. You have a lot of fans you brought back for Call of Duty World War II, and you do not want to disappoint those fans and turn them away from the franchise by locking weapons that should have been in the game by default behind supply drops. That would be a very bad idea. The best thing for Activision/Sledgehammer to do this year would be to not add weapons to supply drops and rather add weapons to the game via challenges and community events and fun interactive things that we can work towards together without having to spend money and stuff like that. But ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for you guys here in this video. I wanted to voice some criticisms and some concerns for Call of Duty World War II, and that's what I did here today. I think all these changes would actually be very good changes for the game going forward. Of course, there's a lot more I could discuss, but that's all I have. The video is already pretty long as is, and I don't want it to be super incredibly long. And again, the goal is for somebody at Sledgehammer to see this video, so hopefully at least a couple of these changes can actually be implemented going forward, because again, I feel as though they are pretty good ideas for the future of the Call of Duty World War II multiplayer. But once again, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts, voice your criticisms and your concerns down there in the comment section below, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.